Spoke about this last week as well, though. There are people, and there's another big take here. There are people that are already turning on Ruben Amorim in terms of what we're doing. There's a big, after the game the other day, it was sack Amorim now and get Xavi in ASAP. My team can't control possession against Leeds United. This tweet here, do you think this is a Ruben system issue? Is it a player issue? Is it right to be calling for the sacking of the manager just yet, in your opinion?
No, not at all. I think it's exactly what we spoke about last week. I've spoken about it on the United stand. Arsenal fans have got the same problem. Your Arteta out bunch, Arteta or your Amorim brigade, they haven't gone anywhere. They've just had to shut up because you can't talk Amorim or Arteta out in June or July, because it only works when there's games to latch onto. That's the only way people will listen to you. That tweet probably got quite a lot of interaction. If you'd have tweeted it in the middle of June, people have gone, shut up, what are you talking about? But we said last week, the minute you start bringing games back in, people will forget about Ineos or whatever, and they'll start on Amorim. And I've said it so many times on the United stand, there is an Amorim out movement. They were very, very clear about it at the end of last season. I would call them hypocrites if they did stay quiet. So I'm not saying they're wrong. They were there. They haven't gone away. And with the games back, they will come back. And it's a shame because it's toxic. But they were there at the end of the season, to be fair. Like, they were there for weeks. I saw people after Lyon jumping around doing videos or outside Old Trafford or, saying that's the greatest game I've ever seen on X. The very next game, 3 days later, I think we lost or drew. Amorim out. And it's like, that blows my mind, because it's like, how can you celebrate like that and then, 3 days later in a meaningless league game be like that? But he's going to be under pressure. Obviously, pre-season, Newcastle lost 4-0 to Celtic, and I think Villa lost as well. But it is an important Eddie Howe, Newcastle know how they're going to play. Emery, Villa know how they're going to play. They've just got to work towards the start of the Premier League season. But for Man United, the pre-season is very important. Like, we do need to see football. We can't just go. I think one of the players did it. I can't remember whether it was Ahmad. They said, we want to put results on, but really it's all about the Arsenal game. And I thought, it isn't, though. I don't like that mentality from a player, because that's the mentality if you're at a different club. We're not just building fitness. We're actually meant to be building a system. I'll let it slide against Leeds. It wasn't great, but certainly starting with the game on Saturday and the 3 games in the States, we can't just be going through the system of fitness. We've got to start showing patterns. And I think hopefully we will, but
yeah, I agree. Sorry, mate. I agree with you. And I want to see us improve, and I want to see some results. I want something to make me excited about the season. Where I will defend the players and the club and the manager slightly in the Leeds game is in that first half, Bruno must have turned Ampadu about 4 or 5 times and got dragged down to the floor. In a real football match, he's booked for the first one, definitely the second, can't keep doing it. I lost count how many times Cunha was dragged down when he beat a man and went to run. No bookings, because it's those little things are not real to life. Equally, I think we win that game if Cunha and Ahmad stay on the football pitch in the second half, but you're making 11 substitutions and it makes it hard. For me, when I really start to judge the games is when you're starting the main 11 and they're on for 65, 70 minutes before the subs come. So you get maybe into the third preseason game. That's when that's where I agree with you. That's when my scrutiny is going to be at its highest, because that's when you're really starting to sharpen yourself for that Arsenal game. And we do want to see patterns. We do want to see improvements. What's going to be interesting is now that Mbeumo is in, because I loved what Cunha was doing. And you saw a difference with Mount in the second half. Mount would get the ball, have a chance to run at a defender, but he can't beat a man. So he stands there and waits for somebody to overlap, which gives them time to recover. Cunha drives at a fullback. We're now going to, or a centre back. We're now going to have 2 10s that when they get the ball and they've got a defender isolated, will run at them. I'm so excited to see what that may bring to our attack, because we lack it. Other than Cunha, Ahmad can do it too when he's in that position. Bruno can't take a man on like that. Mount can't take a man on like that. Garnacho, who last season tried to, but rarely gets past the man. He doesn't have that explosive power. So I'm with you. I want to see the improvements in the team, but I'm not looking at turning on the manager yet. I think I don't even want to put that out there in the ether. I don't want to give that to the media. I don't want to give that to rivals. For me, I think that's something we should keep in-house for now. Even if you think about it, I don't see how it improves the team at all. A few super chats here. It says Bruno's performance, position, and play could be Ruben's downfall.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he's playing badly or it doesn't
It's
work.
a big look. I don't like it. I mean, I think the Saudi bid was great for Saudi. You know, it promotes what they're trying to do. Apparently they're trying to do it with Isaac. But for Manchester United, it created a massive problem because if you sell him, you're selling him, and that's a big story. If you keep him, you're turning down that money, and that's a big story. So I do feel sorry for Amorim to a certain extent because all he's doing is keeping a player that he feels is really important to him. But we also know a lot more about Bruno than Amorim does in relation to Man United in the Premier League. And you're putting him in a position where many of us are like, that's not his position. But you have basically identified what Amorim wants from his number 10s. He wants speed and he wants ability to run at people. And I think Bruno's a number 10. And I think if Bruno plays in a system where, like Arsenal in the Odegaard role, perfect. But in an Amorim system, he wants these wingers basically, or Cunhas who are, flair players who can run at people, score goals, create goals. And Bruno can't do that. So he puts him into a position where a lot of us are quite worried about it. I don't think it's going to work. I hope it does work. If it doesn't work, it's going to be held against Amorim. What I would say is, though, as somebody who's watched football for many years, from a tactical point of view, we're not putting Bruno in a 4-3-3 and asking him to play as the 8. We are putting him into a system where there's an extra centre-back behind him. There's 2 wing-backs. I think it's a lot of work for an Agate or a Mainu or a Casemiro on their own. If Bruno's going to work as an 8, the third centre-back's got to step into the midfield and do some of that work as well.
No, I agree.
And the left back is going to have to help out as well.
But that's
so there is
why,
possible. It's possible it works.
It is, but that's why as well. I looked at the second half and went, I'd love to have seen Lenny Yoro behind Bruno in that first. And that's why it's hard to judge because I felt like he split half of his 11 between the halves. So that's why I'm not fully judging him just yet. Bruno having better players around him will make him much more disciplined in the midfield, especially with a press-resistant Kobe next to him. That's the hope, my friend. That's the hope. This here from Adele says, I think whenever we have big news of transfers, Mark should be on the move to somewhere to get it done. It's a good point. Every time it's close, just go on a plane. Anytime.
Even taking the dog walk. Well, we got a here we go when I took the dog walk last week as well. Like the Mbeumo deal just did me. I may as well have just said I'm not involved in it. Every step of the way, I wasn't available for Mbeumo. So maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, mine's the other way. I was washing my car the day we got the here we go for Mbeumo, and when the third bid went in, I finished, came in, just sat down for a check, sat down, looked at my screen, and within 3 seconds, Ornstein tweeted. I was like, the timing. We had it on one of our shows with Spurs. This was the best super chat ever. The super chat came in from a Spurs fan that said, Baldy, as in Levy, better hurry up and get some business done. Within 10 seconds, we read that out. The here we go dropped. It was kind of crazy. So we've had good timing on it this year. Rob here says, I've always suspected we've got more money than United are letting on. I'd be interested to know what you and Mark think. Well, we've kind of alluded to that already. I think look, for me, there is money to spend, but I think we want to spend the right money on the right players. I think the club's admitted we paid for Mbeumo the higher end of his valuation, but now all the truth's coming out and that Brentford were taking the piss. 77 million they wanted. They were trying to. They were trying. I mean, turns out as well. Newcastle,
I don't believe that though. I don't believe that.
You don't.
No,
but you wouldn't. That's good for Ineos.
No. But where's it come from? Who did that come from? Whitwell. Yeah.
Whitwell put it out. I think the Chris Wheeler put something similar out as well.
But these are look. I ain't got a problem with these journalists, but I'm sorry. I've said it for a long time. Journalism for me is uncovering stuff and, working off your own bat. So many Man United journalists just take it from the club and they don't ask about it. They just go, can you put that out? And where's 77 million come from? We've had David Ornstein working on this for 2 months. We've had, Romano briefed on it for 2 months. Ben Jacobs has been quite good on it as well. No one's ever mentioned 77 million. We do the deal, and the next day, oh yeah, Brentford wanted 77. Would we have said that before we'd done the deal? No, because Brentford would have gone, what the fuck are you spreading lies about? You're not, So I think it's always, it's PR. It's fine. Look, I had this chat with someone this morning. They said 65 is a lot of money, innit? And I went, but 55 is a lot of money if he flops. My only concern with spending 65 is that what does that do to our budget that's left?
Budget for everyone else, yeah.
We, 50. Alanga's a flop at 55 if he doesn't do well. So yeah, it's not like it's 80. If you spend 80, that terrifies me. But 65, it's a little bit expensive, but it's only 3 more than Cunha. It's in installments, and as we just said there, if you pay 55 and he flops, he's still a flop. So look, he's a Premier League proven player. I like the age profile. I like the hunger. They've taken a step up. They're the right players. I just hope we have got some more money. And if we were going for Ekitike last week, we clearly have.
Sofo here says that if United don't buy a midfielder, you might as well call us Bonnie Blue. We will get run through by 1,000 men next season. Yeah, I hear you. I am expecting big interviews next season.
Don't let Rio hear that. He'll go, she's got a family and friends, They probably agree. They probably agree, though. They probably go, yeah.
Yeah. Well, everyone's interviewing.
I don't know who it is. Anyway, who is Bonnie Blue? I've never heard of it. Was that a nursery rhyme? She have a little. She feed the lambs and stuff. I can't remember her name.
Was that Bo? Yeah, who fed?
Little Bo Peep. That was Little Bo Peep. Yeah.
Oh, Mary. No, it was Mary had a little lamb. Face as white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was short. I haven't thought about that nursery rhyme in years. I expect big interviews next season from you guys. Want to see Mbeumo and Cunha like the Rasmus interview. Also want to see one with Ornstein and Romano sometime soon. Big up. Well, that they're not coming on my channel. They're going to say no, thank you. Do you reckon United will let you interview any more players? Do you reckon that will go through?
No.
Yeah. They didn't like it, did they?
It did massive views, and no one else, the mainstream can't even do those views. But until, I reckon we've got more chance of doing an interview with Mo Salah at Liverpool than we have of doing one with the Man United player. I think Liverpool would probably, in fact, a lot of Liverpool fans watch that football. I wouldn't. Man United is strange, It's like on the US tour. It's strange again. They're using. It's just straight. Basically, if you want to get access to United, basically kiss the arse of the football club. And for me, that is even. I want to work with United, but I want it to be honest, and I don't want to kiss the arse of the football club. It's fake.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Viewers, hit the like button for us, please. Make sure you're subscribing. Liverpool spent a lot of money this summer, Mark. They've invested a lot of money. We're going to look at Hugo Ekitike, Isak in a minute, but let's take.